afternoon, ladies and gentlemen and fellow CEOs. Today, I have today honor of moderating this discussion here at CDC 2024 by W.Media. Okay, now in the spirit of advancement, we here to discuss on the improvement in new thinking on data center performance metrics. I am Suresh Kumar. I want to introduce myself. I am Suresh Kumar, heading IT for Sattva Groups. Sattva Groups is not only the real estate, we have multiple verticals like Greenwood International Schools, and we have real estate, and we have e-commerce, and we are into aeronautics also. There are multiple, there it's keep on going, it is more than like around some 60 plus companies. Okay, and in the spirit of advancement, we are here to discuss on the improvements in new thinking on data center performance. Now, give me a hand in welcoming the panel for this afternoon, panel numbers. And I will ask you guys to introduce by yourself.
Hello. Thank you, Suresh. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Ganesh Pawar. I head data center operations for Equinix India. Equinix is world's digital infrastructure company, wherein Equinix have around 250 data centers across globe, present in 33 countries. In India, Equinix have presence in currently Mumbai. We have 3 operational data centers and 2 under construction sites, one in Mumbai and Chennai will be live by end of this year. Thank you.
Namaste all. I'm Murugan. I'm a director in ESDS. ESDS is having a 4 data centers across India, almost 1,000 rack capacity. And we are continually helping transforming a lot of enterprise, government, large startups ecosystem to adopt a cloud journey.
Good afternoon. I think we will have more attention because last 2 sessions has been very interesting. And every eye and all antennas were up, okay? So, this is NK Singh from Data Center Guru. We are a startup, we are more into the consulting and advisory organization who provide services across data center life cycle. The key thing is that approximately 60 to 70% of the services are unique. The key purpose was to address the challenges and the gaps which is unaddressed in this growing market. So those details we can discuss. Second thing was, is in the first half, we were talking much about the scarce of skilled resources in data center industry, which we are facing. And in that direction, Data Center Guru is working on integrated skill development platform, which provides industry-ready resources where you don't have to give any orientation around that, and they will be ready to put on the job. So maybe in a year or so, we will see that thing coming up and open for the market. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vasudev Prabhu. I'm part of Cognizant. I really feel privileged to be part of this esteemed panelist as well as the great technocrats around, correct? So, coming back to self, I have been handling maybe data center services 4 years back, around 5, 6 years. I have done 35 data center consolidation across globe, building maybe tier 3 ground up, and also he talked about the auto, correct? Replacing the wheels while going on the auto, but rather we had to do replace the wheels when train is moving at maybe 80 kilometer speed then. So we have done that job, and currently I take care of IT resiliency. So we consume cloud as well as on-prem and our private cloud, correct? So I am bringing that perspective in this discussion. Thanks again.
Okay, right. Now on the data center operations, everyone relies on metrics to determine efficiency, resilience, and performance. Well, some of the PUs like the 5 nines, 99.999, okay, has been long established. Others are more recent. So where are the shortfalls in the data center operational metrics? Why? How can these shortfalls can be addressed? That's what we want to discuss on this. Okay, I will start with the Ganesh sir. What are the traditional performance metrics used to evaluate data center performance, and why might they be insufficient in today's environment? And another one is, what are advanced metrics that can overcome these challenges?
I think very straightforward question. Most of us are aware about the data center performance matrix starts with the availability or uptime with 59, 99.995, 99.982 basis on the tier or rated certifications of the data centers, and the PUE, which provides the energy efficiency of the data center. Now, these are the traditional metrics everybody follows. In addition to that, some of the data centers also adopt the incident matrix, change matrix, and capacity matrix. Now, these traditional metrics provides the basic level or fundamental level of performance evaluation. Now, if you talk about the challenges around these metrics as compared to the today's data center environment, we see the increased level of complexities in the data center. Earlier, data centers used to build around 10 megawatt, 20 megawatt, and we can see now the data center parks coming in, data center campuses coming in with 100 megawatt, 150, 200 megawatt. With these kind of increased complexities, the traditional data center performance evaluation matrix will not fulfill the need. Another challenge is related to the sustainability concerns. So all the data center traditional matrices which are there in place, these matrices do not show the coverage of the sustainability or renewable energy. Another challenges revolves around security and compliances, which is not covered, operations resiliency, and cost efficiency. So if you talk about these problems, then what are the new metrics which should adopted by data centers these days? Now, apart from the traditional matrices we have, for the sustainability matrices, there are certain matrices which we can talk about right from renewable energy coverage for the data center. And I'm glad to inform you that Equinix have pledged a carbon neutrality by 2030. So across 251 data centers, as we speak today, we have 96% of the renewable energy coverage today. So by 2030, we will have carbon neutrality. Then another matrix related to the sustainability talks about the scope 1 and scope 2 emissions. Equinix, we have pledged a 50% reduction in scope 1 and scope 2 by 2030. As we speak today, we are at 24% reduction in the data of scope 1 and scope 2 reduction as compared to the 2019 baseline. The other sustainability metrics talk about the carbon footprint. It also talks about water usage effectiveness. It also talks about star rated or LEED certification or IGBC certification for the data centers. So this broadly covers all the sustainability metrics. In addition to that, there are other metrics which talks about customer feedbacks provided from NPS or CSAT. At Equinix, we even take the customer and vendor and visitor feedbacks who comes and visit our data centers. There are feedbacks related to the smart hand tickets which typically raised by the customers, and there are feedbacks also related to the cross-connect delivery. In addition to that, human or manpower plays very important role in the data center. So the matrices around these manpowers are their skill matrix, then trainings. In addition to that, diversity and attrition. These are also important metrics. Whenever there are incidents in the data center with huge capacities, it is very necessary and important that customers are getting notified within the 5 minutes or 15 minutes as soon as possible so that customer will get aware about the incident has happened in the data center. As we have understood from Jigar, and he also presented that with the kind of liquid cooling and the rack densities with 135 kilowatt per rack will definitely change all the dynamics, and we'll have newer matrices in place for those kind of technologies. I think those will be revolved more around the cooling technologies and how cooling will be more efficient in those kind of technologies. Thank you.
It's a brief one, good one. And the second question, which I am looking for NK Singh, how are the metrics used? how do they fit into the management and planning for the data center? How far do they trust these metrics? You can.
Yeah, thank you, Suresh. So, I have been observing this performance matrices for data center for a long time, and it is across life cycle. So obviously there are different set of matrices which you manage during other stages of project like design, construction. But the major matrices which you manage during the operational cycle, where you maintain the operational sustainability of data center. So normally what we have seen in the industry, because there is a saying, what you measure there you can only be able to improve. But in the industry, after a lot of interaction with the different operators, what we have observed is there are only few matrices we measure, which is critical and directly it depends on outcome kind of matrices we measure, like your uptime or availability aspect of it. We measure PV, we measure the incident and changes kind of stuff. But in the last session when the Google gentleman, he was talking about where something is failing every time, it is very, very necessary to have a proactive measure to ensure you are monitoring and ready for prevention as well as response to the problems, whatever happens. So it is very necessary to categorize the matrices into different category when we talk about metrics. So obviously the first category we talk about is the critical category, where if we talk about uptime, I need to have 100% uptime of my data center overall. My data center cannot be down at any point of time. But obviously, whenever you are achieving that 100% uptime, so there are certain enabling factors which is making you achieve those 100% uptime. So that we call is the support aspect of it. So let us say data center is not down, because when you design a data center, you have got multiple redundant component is architected in such a way, there is a problem in one stuff, still something takes care of, right? But whenever something fails, which directly provide outage inside the data center, that is we consider the critical, no outage, 100% should be there. Are we measuring also the redundant part? If this is failing, how much time we are taking to recover? Because if something is failing, you have got that window on risk of the full data center outages. Second part is also very, very necessary is the support aspect of it. It is not only the criticality when we look at UPS, cooling and so on and so forth, which directly impact the outages, but also look at the security aspect of it, the safety aspect inside the data center. Are you measuring those matrices? So that comes the third part of it. What is their reliability or availability part of it? So that must be measured and documented. Then that gives you the overall outcome on availability of the data center. Then comes enabling factor. What makes you achieve that availability or uptime which is continuously available? It talks about how you manage it. So talk about the process and the technology aspect of it. Have you defined all the processes, policy, process and procedures in details? If you talk about IT service management, where Vasu will agree, it is much matured and a lot of things has been already been automated also. But when you talk about the facility aspect of it, we are still talking about people-driven program. The guy knows the subject, he will go and fix the problem. If that guy is not there, look it somewhere. Have you defined the problem, how to fix it, or how to maintain a system? So that's how you call SOP, MOP, EOPs, you have to define all those stuff. Have you defined all the criteria or the parameters which is measurable? Have you put weightage to all those stuff? Similarly, have you set all the management systems in place in terms of incident, change, capacity, all those stuff in place? Have your SLAs are aligned with your outcome, what you are expecting as a part of the data center continuity operations. Similarly, then you come to the people. So how many people are required, how the organizations which is there whether sufficient to take care of all those aspects. Do you have quality management system or quality management framework to manage the entire operations? Do you have reporting systems? Reporting is very important. Each and everything, incident reporting, and reportings are of different types. Operational reporting, dashboard reporting, financial reportings. Are you doing all those stuff? So yes, if you talk about in the current scenario, yes, we are measuring the outcome. But what we are lacking today is categorization and adding all those matrices which is very, very critical for data center to be continuously available. And once you measure, then only you go in a continuous improvement mode. Otherwise, no. And apart from that, there are, sustainability kind of matrices which people more focus on the PUE. Now people start talking about, renewable energy, what is the percentage of renewable energy you are using as a part of it. So these are the things which is there, what I feel is industry has to learn, set up that program where you set up all those matrices and measure. Then I feel you have got scope to move further, because in the next session, I think, or previously we have got AI. What you are doing on the AI part or the matrices. But unless and until we fix the base, how can we move to the next step? So that's all for that. Thank you.
Thank you. So the next question is for Vasudev. Vasu, how can metrics like power usage effectiveness like PUE and data center infrastructure efficiency DCIE be complemented by the new metrics?
Yeah, thanks again. Coming back to those older metrics, correct? PUE or maybe resource utilization metrics, they are fundamental. But are they actually meeting the present day requirement? I don't think no, correct? It doesn't. So today the requirements are dynamic. And you have heard the first session from NVIDIA. See, we have built maybe for our in-house requirement, the each rack capacity from earlier sub 10 kilowatt to now 15 plus, near about 20 also it can take. We're talking about 135, which is 200, which is going to come up. If that coming into phase, how the resource utilization which includes your capacity on the rack. But one question arises, anyway I will go and talk to NVIDIA later. When you talk about our gears for AI, when you put those GPUs, maybe it has taken 1/4 of the rack space, but it is guzzling around, say, minimum 40 kilowatt, correct? Then the remaining space, how you actually optimize. So that is also a question. So such things being there, now your older metrics may only give your usage, power usage, and how effective you are. But what is your management looks at, or what is your customer look at today? It is giving some strategic inputs. How my capacity is utilized. Coming back to what I talked about the rack space, correct? How my capacity is utilized. Be it computing, be it storage, be it rack space. So that is one kind of matrix. Yes. And how is my performance has been, correct? Overall performance, correct? Is it cost effective, cost benefit to me as well as to my customers? And we talked about most of the companies today, and also if I avail the services from outside, maybe Equinix or the other data center vendors, we definitely ask about carbon usage efficiency. That is one parameter, definitely may be required, because I have committed. There is a pressure from just not from the corporate, also from the regulatory aspects. There could be pressure. So how much sustainability, are you also reaching a net zero? So when complete country is planning for the net zero, we also being in the service and utilize power to the most, we also need to give such reports and also consume such kind of services, be it in-house or maybe for the outside. And when I talk about hybrid environment, correct? Today we have private cloud, on-prem, as well as public cloud. In that kind of situation, I need to give a performance matrix in such a way what is most effective for me in terms of uptime, in terms of cost, in terms of latency. So these are the hybrid parameters which can give details across all these and connect all these monitoring parameter and give me a perspective. So those parameters have to be now built or worked upon.
Mr. Ganesh, you want to share any insights?
Yeah, I think he covered most of the points. I would just like to add one point is energy reusage metrics. So wherein, since the Paris Olympics have started yesterday, Equinix Paris data centers are exporting the heat from our data centers and they are heating the swimming pools in the Paris Olympics. So this is how Equinix started exporting the heats generated out of data centers. In 2025 in Frankfurt, Equinix is also going to heat up around 1,000 homes which are nearby. So this is how the Equinix is creating a local impact by exporting the heat out of data center. Thank you.
Very nice. Okay. Now, another question for anybody can answer. How important are sustainability metrics becoming in the evaluation of data center performance? What are the key sustainability metrics to consider?
I think we touched upon those aspects, correct? One, carbon usage efficiency, then reuse of the energy, what he touched upon, correct? Whatever, now maybe water efficiency also.
Yeah.
So how I reuse and how much renewable energy I have used. These are the key definitely may be required. And how I rechannelize, he talked about the heat, maybe the water, consumed water, how I reutilize. And there are so many moving parts. With that, whatever I generate, can I use it for my subsequent facility? So all these are the ones which are required for this sustainability and reducing the carbon. Yeah.
We take more responsibility while building a data center because we play a major role in building a larger data center in India. In fact, we are running almost 4 data centers, thousands of racks. What we decided to know when we will build a data center, we need to ensure that sustainability is taken care each and every layer. It starts from a land acquisition to biodiversity, what we maintain in the land to build a data center. It starts from e-wastage and supply chain sustainability in terms of energy, how efficiently we can use, how renewable energy can able to optimize the run phase of the data center. How do I manage the cooling efficiently to reduce the carbon footprint. So these are the parameters we need to ensure that. And we always maintain this kind of regular parameter to regular audit and purpose to check this parameter runs and gives a efficiency, maintain this sustainability to ensure that we reduce the carbon footprint and ensure that land is maintained very greenly. And our founder and CEO runs a lot of initiative in terms of green initiative. Our vision and mission to plant almost billion tree 2024. Before that, we are able to achieve that milestone also. We are contributing a lot of green initiative in terms of right from energy to utilize the energy into our data center, various parameters.
And okay,
Yeah, and why it is important, these sustainability efforts or metrics is because the first one is to reduce the energy prices, of course. In Mumbai, the energy price currently stands at around 7 rupees basic rate, wherein renewable energy is available between 3.5, 3.7 per unit. Customers are also demanding for the renewable energy power because customers see a value or cost benefit since the rates are getting transferred to the customer on the renewable energy. Second is there's a regulatory pressure and compliance as well. Like we are building one data center in Chennai, wherein MOES expects that 10% of data center energy has to be from renewable energy. So there's a pressure from the regulatory as well to go for the sustainability. Thank you.
thank you. And Singh?
Yeah, I had some more thing to add on because currently whatever we are focusing on is a part of sustainability metrics is more revolve around efficiency. So PUE, always people look at it. People look at it now, what is the renewable energy which you are going to use. And also there are certain statutory compulsion in terms of the air quality part which you have to take care of, in the pollution part which has to be taken care of. But apart from that, what I feel which is also very, very important is what is that recycling which we are doing? We are getting everything throwing in the environment. Okay, only so recycling part we are lacking. Obviously, I have been talking to a lot of consultants. They are talking about certain kind of solutions. How can we reuse the heat generated by the data center? Another part, what solution can more fit into it? And when we talk about data center parks and all, maybe that is the area or the kind of thing where some kind of thing can come out as a part of. Another part is recycling, the wastage recycling and disposal system. People talk about a lot in terms of energy, renewables, etc. But this is going to be one of the major problem, like the plastic issue what we are facing today. Maybe we would be facing a major issue on the e-waste and battery waste and all those stuff which is there, which we need to be ready with. Another aspect what I look at from the sustainability perspective is currently we are looking at 20-30% kind of ratio, but power consumption of data center, you see currently we are less than 2%, jumping to around 7% in 2-3 years. It's a big number. And that number, this 30%, 20%, just for the sake of it, may not meet the key objectives. In that case, how can we increase the renewable percentage to 100%, 70%, 60%? That is the area also we have to see. The constraint lies here today is we are power surplus country, but the major source of power apart from thermal is our solar power. And you know solar power only available in daytime or whenever the days are sunny. In the night time it is not actually available. But when you talk about data centers, it is 24/7, the continuous load. There is no decrease in the loading pattern. So how can we achieve it? So we need to, I think, also look at kind of energy storage solution, bulk energy storage solution, which may not be only linked with the battery storage and all, because that is not possible at all. So there has been some case studies or already on the nascent stage which is being done, where you can be able to store gigawatts of energy for days and months together, and which is not battery based.
Thank you. This question is for Murugan. Where else in the data center would be reliable metrics be useful? What specific metrics are necessary to evaluate the performance of hybrid cloud?
Yeah, thanks, Suresh. I think reliable metrics are everyone using. I'm just pointing out, maybe adding a few things. It can be help you to know, create a matrix which help you to know select a data center as well as hybrid infrastructure. When you talk about data center, you always see the capacity planning first. That comes in fast. Second is performance monitoring. Third is cost optimization. Fourth is security and compliance. When you come to a hybrid cloud comes with a cloud usage and cost stage, and all about your performance metrics as well as your data management metrics in terms of security and compliance metrics and your business outcome metrics. These metrics help you to know efficiently plan your data center and cloud hybrid model. And as well as it gives you complete visibility what you are trying to achieve based on your business requirement. We ESDS, we build a AI-based autonomous cloud called Enlight, which is having a patented vertical scalability, which gives efficient to customer to know use the infrastructure based on the requirement, and we will build it based on the usage. That is one. We enable them to know use this matrix in terms of availability and security and in terms of automation. So these are the parameters we help customer to know adapt a cloud strategy. Especially any customer want to go for a large infrastructure, we continually help them to create a AI based approach, which is help them to to day one decide whether what kind of infrastructure suits based on your requirement, and help them to adopt that technology. And we have this online consulting helping customer. Once they decide to go for a data center or hybrid infrastructure, they can able to contact us. We can help them to online session. We help them to create a matrix, and that matrix is AI driven, that you can have a freedom to select what is required you to run it your infrastructure seamlessly.
This question is to NK. What role will traditional metrics play in world of digital technologies and algorithms? Can you discuss any specific case studies where AI-driven metrics have significantly improved data center performance?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So before that, I just wanted to add something on the cloud part of it, because I think Vasu can add more on it. It is more about, in the today's world, the entire or most of organizations are on a hybrid IT platform, where they have got some application on cloud, on premises, and the private cloud also. And it becomes very, very necessary to maintain the resiliency of their different services and the application across these stack. So only just broadly taking care of those incident and the availability of a specific stack is not going to help. I think here we need to take threadwear of each and every services, followed by application flow, followed by different stacks in terms of platform, servers, networks, till facility, and see how whether your capacity utilization, the availability aspects, and all those aspects are taken care of. So this is a very, very important matrix specifically for hybrid cloud IT organizations should be taken care of as a part of resiliency. Now coming back to your question on matrices and how can we automate and use AI to enable us overall. Obviously, we are at a very nascent state when we talk about specifically on the building layer part of it. When we talk about other layers, ICT layers, we are already advanced, and there we see a lot of application of AI. But on the building layer aspect, we have automation layer, we have segregation layer and consolidation layer from that perspective. But most of the data center today from the facility perspectives are more on a monitoring mode. They are not on the controlling mode. So when we talk about the real advantage of AI which comes into as a part of it, yes, we can take it as a part of operational decision making and reportings and other aspect of it. But the critical driving the real efficiency in terms of data center, which will come whenever we mature on the facility automation and the control aspect, then maybe this AI is going to play a very, very important role. Thank you.
Good. Vasu?
I just maybe add on to a couple of points here. Earlier what we have seen is you had a facility management which manages the data center, which is in silo, then the IT. So most of the time it is not in tandem. So how you can connect that? Maybe with DCIM. When you have in the DCIM, you have maybe from the intelligent PDUs to intelligent your cooling, rack, power, entire stuff, correct? So today, when I talk about AI, I say it is kind of AI silos are created. You talk about security layer, they have I have my own AI. You have incident management, they are my own AI, correct? All your cloud 365 Copilot, it says I have my own AI. But when I talk about data center, using all this, I have to give a service. So what happened on the last Friday, correct? This is more to do with the release management. You have continuous development, continuous CDCA models, correct? That being there, nothing can fail today. So you have comprehensive AI tool which is built. For that, you may again consume some of the AI built data center space or in-house itself, provided you have those data center. Then you have to build the intelligence. So it should be predictive and proactive. So that is the purpose of AI. So if I see for this specific say application or maybe underlying database or my data lake, this service, this has failed in these many incidents. Where is it actually hosted? It is hosted on the cloud. And what is that incident? It has to actually analyze and throw a report. Yes, this is because of the issue pertaining to maybe either latency between your database and the front end. These incidents have created. And also, it should give maybe a complete picture on the cost, other effectiveness, so that I can take a call depending on my load. Can I move this into my data center, or I'll continue to use it in the same cloud, or maybe some other cloud which maybe perform better. For all these analytics, definitely you need AI which is talking to all underlying layers.
Yeah. We are time up. Okay, thank you. As it is our jobs and daily routine, Lord, we know everything. It is an internalized. Discussion such events helps us to bring these details to the minute, to the surface, and we learn a lot from the speakers. Okay, thanks a lot of a great crowd work this time. I think this has been a successful discussion, and we have shed light on some important points. Thank you. Thank you all.